I'm 42 hours into Crimson Desert and I'm still in the first region. And it goes to show just how massive this game is. Now, I wanted to talk about my first 42 hours with the game. And just as a disclaimer, I'm going to be very sensitive to any spoilers. So I won't be showing any boss fights or showing any story segments here at all. Now, I've been following Crimson Desert pretty closely ever since it got announced back in 2019. So I've seen it go through the whole MMO to multiplayer to this fully single player experience that we have now. And of course, I know there is some chance for some multiplayer mode to come in the future, but that is not certain right now. The reason I'm saying that is because for me, I had very clear expectations of what this game was going into it. And I wanted to say that I am having a really good time. My 42 hours have been great, and I'm excited to dive in right after I finish filming this video. Now, I'm progressing in a slow pace, probably slower than a lot of you guys if you're playing the game. I'm taking my time looking around every corner, trying to find caves, going mining every time I see some ore on the cliffside, and just kind of messing around and experimenting with different things. And just to kind of put this out there, this is how much I've explored of the map. And when you actually compare it to the actual size of the map, it actually blows my mind that this is all I've done in 42 hours. And I've been doing a lot of faction quests. You know, I'm only about 50% through chapter 4 of the main story. And I believe there's about 14 chapters, so I'm not far in the main story at all. I really haven't been doing it much. And I've been really doing a lot of faction quests, and even still, from the ones that I've unlocked in the first region, and that includes Hernand, and I'm counting the Greymane quest lines in here as well, I have 27% accomplishment from only the ones that I've unlocked. Maybe there's some more that I haven't even unlocked and they haven't popped up there for me, so that could be a lower percentage than that even. But assuming I found all the quests in the region, that would be 27% in 42 hours of just this first region. I'm assuming that the other regions aren't going to be as big as this first region, but who knows? We'll see when we get there. So the world is actually really incredible, and it's one of those games where you just stop and really take in all the visuals, take in the atmosphere. And this is a game that isn't perfect. It's not going to be for everybody, you know. If you're going into it trying to expect a Red Dead Redemption 2 type of experience where, you know, you get that really nice open world with all these different activities you can do, but also a really solid narrative to keep it going, you're going to be pretty disappointed when you come in here. Yes, it does have a story. Yes, it does have some lore, but by no means is this a narrative focused game. Now that might turn some people off, which is completely fine. I love story games myself. I love it when there's a good story. I would love for this game to have a good story, but because of all the systems and things that you can do in this game, to me personally, it's not something that is necessary to be in the game. Gameplay wise, there's a ton going on all the time. You're always getting introduced to new systems. Even now, when I'm over 40 hours in, I'm still getting introduced to new things, new systems, especially when it comes to the Greymane's camp. I'm really starting to get the hang of how to send all my comrades out for all these missions. I would like to say, at least for my experience, the rate at which you get new gear is pretty slow, which I wish I kind of caught on to this sooner, because I was holding on and keeping all my resources, not really trying to upgrade anything, when I really think it's worth upgrading even early on, because this isn't one of those games that you're going to be ripping through gear every couple of hours. Now, overall, I do want to say my experience with the game is really good. I'm really loving it. I'm digging it. It's my type of game. I love these deep systems. I love how much there is to do in this game. And most importantly, I love how it all feels fun to do and engage with. A lot of games that are very big and they're not as well built, I would be really bored by the time I get to the 42nd hour, and I'd probably start really cranking out the main story to try and see if the game can move along. But right now, I don't think I've touched the main story in 2 days. I did want to quickly touch on some issues that I have with the game. So after the more recent patch of version 1.00.03, they did a huge overhaul of a bunch of different changes. At first, I was a little bit worried when they started lowering the difficulty of everything, but it's not too bad. And I beat all the bosses except one from the patch they lowered the difficulty on. And speaking honestly, I never really found them to be too hard. Sure, they might have been annoying sometimes. I think I only died to one of the bosses once, and I was able to beat all of them first try. But the biggest thing the patch actually kind of broke for me was my performance. So I'm playing the game on a 4090, an i9 13900K, and I got 32 gigs of DDR5 memory. Now, I was playing everything on cinematic mode with DLSS and all that stuff turned off. So I was playing at native 4K and I was going between 70 to 80 frames. After this patch though, my average FPS was still 75 in the game setting, but in my NVIDIA overlay, it was actually down to 60. which both those frame rates aren't too bad, but because they weren't aligned, I think there was some frame skipping or something weird going on, and it was making my frame rate look like, you know, 20, 30 frames. Like, it was pretty bad. And another thing that happened was my vegetation started flickering. So all the bushes and all the trees around me, every time my character would move, they would like flicker as if like someone's turning on and off a light switch. It was really bad to look at, and I was a little bit concerned because as of the time of this filming, there still hasn't been any patch after that, but I was able to sort of fix it myself. Just to say something quick, I tried to verify my files, I tried to reinstall the game. I did all the basic things that you could do, drivers, all that. I tried all of it, none of it worked. But what did work was actually increasing my settings by enabling ray reconstruction mode, DLSS 4.5 on quality mode, and I am using frame gen as well to get my frame rate up there. Now I'm back into that 70, 80 frame range. And the good thing is it seemed to fix the frame issue that I had and the lighting issue I had. And I guess it looks better as well. I find the frame generation I typically hate using because of all the ghosting. But even after all of that, I keep coming back to one thing. I'm 42 hours in, and I still want to keep going. Even though I'm still in the first region, I don't feel like it's too slow. Some people will probably say I'm playing way too slowly, but I think this is one of those games that you gotta take slowly, really appreciate it. If you go in with the right expectations, you're gonna have a blast. If you think the game is something it's not, then of course you will be disappointed. One thing I will say, hopefully they make mounts more permanent. Yeah, I think most people are probably gonna have a really good time with the game, especially if you go in with the right mentality right from the start. I'm still playing through it, so I'll probably revisit this once again once I'm a lot further into the game. If you guys are playing it, please let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear. Make sure to like and subscribe as well, and I'll see you guys on the next one.